you know, everybody knows what happened in the last week. 3 days ago, they tried to say we couldn't have stage and sound, and we fought very hard for 48 hours, and we got them to change their minds and to allow us to put it up. That was community organizing at its best. That was the community organizing of Christine's organization and Inhe's organization and Students for a Democratic Society and SJPs and all of the 290 or so organizations that make up the coalition of March on the DNC. And that's what we know. That's what we do. And we're not going to stop until we step off the stage to get that 2.4 miles that we need to accommodate the protesters here today.
Do you have an opinion on the fact that Kamala Harris named the liaison, a special person to liaise with the Arab American community, and about the uncommitted delegates that will be?
Yeah, there's always a liaison with the Arab community, just like there's a liaison with the black community and a liaison with the immigrant community and a liaison with all the other communities. Have those liaisons truly been able to make any substantial, legitimate changes for people on the ground, working people, marginalized people on the ground? At least in the Arab context, they haven't. I don't know that much about this person. I would have to learn more before I would be able to give a statement like that. The uncommitted folks are people that we know. That movement of uncommitted and uninstructed in Wisconsin, uncommitted in Minnesota, and in Michigan, in Illinois, we don't have an uncommitted choice. So the community here decided to do a campaign to write in Gaza instead of voting for Biden in the primaries. 700,000 people altogether who traditionally and historically vote Democrat did not vote for Biden in the primaries in that movement. So that is a substantial movement. I appreciate the fact that they're in there. They think that they could maybe make a change from within. That might not be the opinion of myself or a number of organizations that are part of this coalition, but, you know, inside-outside strategy is not bad. I don't know about that, but what I do know is that he has been in the front of this issue from day one. Let's acknowledge when we have a different day in the city of Chicago. I told Inhe and I've told other people, I would have been much more happy in the last 2 months if Rahm Emanuel was mayor, because we would have went on an absolute attack against him personally as a Zionist supporter of Israel. But we're in a city in which we have a mayor who says, I am from the movement. A mayor who says, I am an organizer. A mayor who says that people have the right to protest and express their First Amendment rights. We all respect that. We also have a mayor that we sat in the city council with who broke the tie for the ceasefire resolution in Chicago, the largest city in the country, to pass that resolution. It was the mayor who broke the tie. And now he goes and speaks to Mother Jones and he calls it a genocide. And he says to the world, we can't be ashamed to call it what it is. That is a powerful, powerful moment right now for the mayor of one of the biggest, strongest cities in the country, a Democratic Party stronghold as well, who says that. That's powerful. It means a lot.
Just back to the rally route really quick, or the march route really quickly. What route are you encouraging people to walk today? Because I know you said yesterday that the number of people will dictate, kind of where they go, but where are you going to lead this?
We don't have to encourage anyone to go anywhere. We're organizing this march. We have lead banners, we have lead marchers, we have lead marshals. We will lead the march on the route that is agreed upon. So again, it's 1.1 miles right now, but we're not stopping until, we get the route that we want. With whose? No. No. This coalition is not. Kamala didn't call me.
Terrible.
So, I'm glad you asked that question, because now I could talk about the ADL for a little bit. The Anti-Defamation League and the Jewish United Fund, two extremely Zionist organizations, ADL, and look up your research by our colleagues from JVP, Jewish Voice for Peace, that is a partner in this coalition, and the organization that they started to expose ADL as a racist, anti-Arab, anti-Muslim, anti-black organization that it is. They came out, they did a press conference a couple weeks ago, and they said that the people of Chicago should be concerned about this protest, that they criminalized protesters, they criminalized Palestinians, they criminalized the Coalition to March on the DNC by name, they criminalized USPCN by name, and they made accusations that are weaponizing anti-Semitism to disguise their disgusting line as supporters of war and supporters of genocide. They trying to disguise it by weaponizing anti-Semitism. We've said from day one, USPCN and the Palestinian community, that there is real anti-Semitism in this world. But we refuse to allow the Zionists in this country to criminalize our movement for self-determination and independence and to stop the genocide by calling it anti-Semitism just because we're protesting to stop that criminal Zionist terrorist state. Yeah, John. You got to speak up a little bit, please. Yeah, I actually don't know if they're all here yet, but we do know that there are two from Michigan, there are two from Wisconsin, there are two from Minneapolis, there are buses coming from Cleveland and Youngstown. I believe Fayani are the.
I've heard New Mexico.
And we heard that there's a bus from New Mexico. I'm not on the outreach committee. The media committee was already too much work for me, so I don't know exactly if there are other buses coming, but definitely those that I just mentioned. Wait, you asked already. Go ahead. We don't, our coalition doesn't take a position on that. We don't take a position telling people who they should vote for, whether they should vote, whether they shouldn't vote. So that is not the purview of our coalition. In fact, the reason why we're out here and not, trying to, get into the convention and talk to delegates and all that there is because, we don't think that there is a lesser of two evils when it comes to Palestine and the Arab world. The Republicans and the Democrats are in lockstep. Yeah. Can you cut them, please? Yeah. Hold on. Anybody else? Yeah, I will. I'll give you. Yeah, you go ahead. You can ask.
Is there any concern that this can end up benefiting Trump in November and end up in an administration that is even harsher with the Palestinian cause?
Yeah. I don't know how much more harsh it can get than what Omar has described, that his family in Gaza have had to deal with. I don't know how many more people could possibly be killed or injured or displaced by a different party. We will not take any responsibility if Kamala Harris loses the election. The responsibility is on Genocide Joe and on Kamala Harris and on that Democratic Party. If they lose this election to Trump, they are responsible only. Their policies around Palestine are responsible only and nobody else.
So the U.S. government is complicit, as you say, in supporting Israeli genocide with tax dollars, $10 billion additional. Do you think that these government officials should themselves out the prosecutors for war crimes who supported genocide?
Yes, of course. I think a lot of government officials in Israel and the United States should be prosecuted for war crimes, yes. Hatem Abudayeh, Hatemabudayeh, for those that might have missed it. Yeah. Christine and Inhe? Both of you. This is a question for you all.
Yeah.
Go ahead, repeat it.
What message do you have for migrants or undocumented immigrants in Chicago that are going to be affected by the arrival of the DNC? Well, no, we just say that.
To the mics, to the mics.
Yeah. No, it's really about this is a moment where all the legislators and politicians are going to come and really talk about immigration again in a way that they're just going to use us as a tool and a talking point without doing anything. So it's a moment to really say, don't be fooled by that, but it really is about holding them accountable and keep pushing, and that we need a pathway to citizenship for all $11 million undocumented people, because you just heard the report. Immigrants are really funding so much of what's happening in this country, so we really need that.
Yeah, we have a delegation marching today, and undocumented immigrants have been at the forefront of the labor movement and the democracy movement. We've seen the Day Without Latinos strikes. People are very courageous. They're essential to our economy, and it's important to be here, and they're here because people are not going to be, forced into the shadows, and we want to come out of the shadows. And we also want to stand in solidarity with others who are oppressed. So people are courageous, and that courage should be recognized by those who deserve to give them immigration reform.
In the back.
This movement is largely led by college students and American youth. What does that mean for youth political engagement both now and going forward?
Yeah. I'll pass that to the youth.
Victoria here?
Armud, you want to take this question?
I absolutely would. Okay, cool. Is Victoria not here?
I think the youth are realizing through the access of social media and the democratization of information that the issues plaguing their world and plaguing their existence are a lot deeper than the surface level that youth in previous generations were brought up to see. And youth are progressively more aware of what's happening around them and the core issues that plague their lives. So this marks a pivotal moment in youth involvement and the potential for that involvement in the reciprocating systems outward. Chicago CPS school students organized a large walkout across all CPS schools just a few months ago in demonstration in solidarity with the Palestinian community. And these are high schoolers. And this extrapolates upwards and downwards across elementary and high school equally. So, yeah.
Thanks, Armud. Go ahead.
My name is Jack Wilson. I'm an independent journalist. Broke a story in The Guardian this weekend that the longtime general counsel of the DNC, Joseph Sandler, had secretly been contracting with the Israeli government to help their propaganda program in the U.S. to avoid foreign agent registration in the United States for 2018. I was wondering if you had any comment on the DNC working hand in glove with the Israeli government.
Yeah, I mean, I appreciate the report, but I'm not surprised at all. None of us should be, right? I mean, they've got the President of the United States who stands up and parrots all of their propaganda and talking points from the Israeli government and the Israeli military on a daily basis. You got two circus clowns who are the spokespeople for Blinken who do the same thing. Every single day, they defend Israel as if they were defending the United States. Every single day, they parrot the talking points of the Israeli military and the government almost verbatim. So, it's no surprise. Go ahead.
A lot of progressives, particularly commentators, who have been speaking out about the Palestinian cause since Kamala picked Waltz
Yeah, listen, I mean, you know, everybody has the right to organize the way they see fit. You know, we believe that people power in the streets is the way to make change. We have the history of the Black Liberation Movement that is the leadership of the Palestine Liberation Movement. Truly, truly, we have learned from mentors and organizers decades and decades of their struggles and their victories in this country. And so that's what we emulate. Those who want to believe that maybe voting is the way to make change, I would argue that there are 75 years of U.S. presidents who have done absolutely nothing for the people of Palestine and have in fact absolutely devastated the Arab world, because the Republicans and Democrats are in lockstep when it comes to foreign policy, especially in relation to the Arab world. So we believe in the power of the people. We believe in the power of the people in the streets. That's how we have won our demands in the past, and that's how we think we're going to win our demands in the future. Any other questions? All right, y'all. Thank you very much. Yes.
I'm sorry.
That's me. Yep, that's me. Yeah.
Yeah, thank you. It's so much work, but we're gonna get through it. I mean, it's not all taken. Oh, you're.
We went to grammar school together.
I think he might have just said that by accident. I don't think there's any legal thing going on.
Life is like a magic, the magic's like a spell. My brothers went to heaven, the police come together, come to hello, operator. Stick out my hands to the earth, my soul still wanting. Am I in love, or have I been bleeding? make my demands to the door, but what am I giving? Teach me how to love you better.
Where we come from, sort of sacred, not a paycheck. The less we want for more, the freer we get. I pledge allegiance to the sun's warm hand. Release my grief to the water and the sand. You heal us, you always provide. Is there like an EQ on it? Can you broaden it? Can we spread the harvest around? Can we turn the lights way down? No machines dig our hands in the ground, slow down. There's always enough to go around. The great sure knew how. No machines dig our hands in the ground. Teach me how to love you better. See, she's telepathic, call it black girl magic. Yeah, she scares the government, deja vu a Tubman. We go missing by the hundreds. Ain't nobody checking for us, ain't nobody checking for us. Timber loves us, Oscar doesn't. Ain't nobody checking for us. Is there like, it sounds like it's like cupping. Kill our sons with ancients. Don't understand what they put a body in a jar and forget her. They love how we repeat. Look at what they did to my sister last century, last week. They make her hate her own skin, treat her like a sin. But what they don't understand